तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। जय श्रीमन्नारायण। This is a unique occasion for all of us to join in this wonderful session during this pandemic COVID-19 period. Though COVID-19 is creating many issues across the world, yet it is providing a divine chance for the mankind to understand about himself and about the life and about the nature around. Many people are making good use of this time. We are observing a very pious Diksha by name Veera Hanuman Virat Setu till the Guru Purnima, that is the coming 5th of July. Every day we are thinking about the Lord Hanuman and instilling the grace of Lord Sri Rama in us by injecting the divine name of Sri Rama, Sri Rama, Sri Rama Nama into our veins and nerves. We are sure that all of us are getting energy from this Diksha. During this beautiful session, we are trying to understand a few truths as described by great sages like Vedavyasa, Valmiki and many other great rishis, as how they are able to discover the divine truths of this universe. And we also, as a part of it, are trying to understand a few details from Srimad Bhagavatam as described by the great sage Vedavyasa. We discussed a few truths about how the life starts on this planet Earth, and also we discussed about how the time gives us a way to understand our own nature. And this time we are trying to discuss a few details about how a soul travels after leaving this body and where does it reach, and again what are the ways the soul travels through and how it attains the eternal bliss, or it goes through some difficult times, and how if at all it comes back to this life on this earth. And how does it come? And by discussing these things, we are trying to understand what is the path that we have to choose so that we can make our lives more meaningful. Srimad Bhagavatam is a beautiful Purana. The great sage Vedavyasa wrote that Bhagavatam as a result of all his experiences and gave this to the mankind as the quintessence of all the Vedas and the quintessence of all the Upanishads. And of course, it is considered as the visible form of Lord Krishna himself. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about many truths, but it is so unfortunate. We people are deprived of those facts under the mask of the history, science, culture, and so on and so forth. Let us discuss a few details about what happened during the period of Kapila, the incarnation of God, considered as the incarnation of God, who had a great discussion with his mother Devahuti and revealed a few things. We discussed about the time, how he elaborated. We also understood about how the great king by name Pruthu made this earth to be called as Prithvi, and how he formed all the systems in this earth. The Kapila Devahuti discussion in the third canto, in the third skandha of Srimad Bhagavatam, is a really valuable part of Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, every part and every letter is valuable, but we understand many things from that discussion. One of those discussions is about the paths by traveling through which man attains what, was the question raised by his mother Devahuti to Kapila, the great sage. She asked in the 29th chapter and in 3rd sloka, "Ho Kapila, the great, virago yena purushaha bhagavan sarvato bhavet achakshva jivalokasya vividhaha mama samsritihi." Samsritihi, paths. I want to know the paths through which we have to travel. To all the people, Jiva Lokasya, I am not just concerned for my own path. I want you to reveal the paths, how people in general have to choose, travel. By traveling through which path, what they are really going to attain. And we see that the variety of species on this planet Earth and many qualities among human beings, many races, many colors, and many qualities Even in a single family, if there are two children and two are having two types of qualities, why these things are happening? And what is the secret behind all these things that drives these souls to be like that? So, Hey Bhagavan, Hey Kapila, Achakshva Mama, tell me what exactly is, was the question raised by Devahuti. Answering to that question, the sage Kapila said, Ma, there are three paths. One is called tamasic path. Another one is called rajasic path. And the third one is sattvic path. These are three paths. We understand the people by their actions in this life, how, where those people are going, and how they go through different kinds of experiences. We talk about the more experienced path for all of us, which is called tamasic path, that leads the soul to travel through the Yamyadi Marga and then goes to different types of species while living and also afterlife also. We understand that the life starts on a specific day and ends on a specific day also. Even if we live, probably the lifespan varies from species to species, isn't it? Man may live for 100 years. Animals, big animals like elephants may live for some time. Lions live for some time. Dogs live for some time. And ants live for some time. Flies live for some time. Mosquitoes live for a certain time. Birds live for a certain time. Trees live for a certain time. The diversified life on this earth, of course, has a different time for their survival on this planet. And of course then stops. Stops means what? Probably the life stops. Maybe the life leaves the body. And what is that life? And how does that travel? And where does that go? And what it attains and how? Of course, this is though a very, very critical, typical and vast subject. But in a nutshell, we can try to understand that. Why we have to discuss about this at all? The reason is the lifespan of us is, as I said, for man is maximum 100 or 120 maximum, and then it may stop, probably even in between. How man was living earlier? It seems man was living for 125 years, 126 years. As we hear from Bhagavad, Lord Krishna lived for 125 years. But prior to him, in Treta Yuga, Rama chose to live for 11,000 years. But whereas Dasaratha lived for 60,000 years. And prior to that, probably people used to live for more and more long life. There was a great king called Priyavrata who probably might have lived for 2 crores of years. That means almost 20 million years. Is it possible? It's very difficult to answer now because our understanding is very limited. The way we look at the life is probably different, and their time, their lifespan, their living style, their attitudes probably must be different. So let us not go into those details, but as we discussed during our discussion about the time, about the Kala, as explained by the great sage Kapila, 2000 Chatur Yugas is the time of a day for the four-headed Brahma, and he lives for 100 years. That is called one para. The time is called one para. And the life was continuing even before him. Even though the Brahma lives for 100 years of that time, but even prior to him there was another Brahma. Before him there was another Brahma, and then there was another Brahma. Like that, there were many Brahmas gone, and many Brahmas will also be there. And if that is the case, then what is the time of ours comparing to that? And this earth formed probably 4,000 million years before. 4,000 million years before. And it's going to be here for another 4,000 million years. If that is the span of this earth, and we are living on this earth, and my friends, we can understand that how tiny creatures we are and how ignorable our lifetime is. But during this time, if we put our thought process in a perfect way, and if we are able to direct our lifestyle, our practices in a specific way, we can cut down the cycle of life, that is birth and death cycle. As we discussed, if lifespan is 100 years, after 100 years, again the new life starts, again new life, birth and death and birth and death. This is a cycle. Bhutva bhutva praliyate, as Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. And when this cycle goes on and on, and we are just going on and on in this life cycle, where is the end? During this short span of our lifetime, we are adding something to this nature called science or technology, and causing a kind of damage to the nature, which is providing the place for the survival of the life for probably many lives. And if you are damaging that, and where will be the place for the life? We all know very well that our scientific knowledge, the emissions that were created out of it, caused a big damage, a breach to the ozone layer, which supports the life on this earth, isn't it? And during just 200 to 300 years of lifetime, we are able to cause such a kind of big damage, which is really providing the life support for millions and trillions of years. That means, what are we really doing? Is it good to do that? And how can we stop it? That means we need to change the lifestyle probably. And for that we need to understand what does it mean by life. And who is the supporter of the life. And how the cycle is going on and on. And after the time is passed, say for about 100 years, are we really coming back to this human plane? Or are we taking some other probably body? And if at all, what a kind of body it would be? And how do we choose that, probably, or avoid that? At least, how can we come out of this cycle of this life called birth and death? Just I'll say something. Corona pandemic started spreading. Initially people thought if we observe lockdown, say for about 14 days or 21 days, yes, we can control it. We can come out of the problem. First lockdown completed. And they thought there is a second stage, there is a third stage, there is a fourth stage. And depending on that, again the lockdown started continuing. First lockdown, second lockdown, third lockdown. And lockdown 4.0 and 5.0. And finally, all our people came to an understanding that this is not going to leave us. Nor we are allowing that to leave us. Yeah. And finally they said, my friends, we should live together. We have to go along with it. And if we want to survive, we should be taking care of ourselves, and we should be taking care of the surroundings and also the surrounding beings, the people. Let's not hate Corona. Let's not try to kill it, but let us try to be by ourselves. Let it be in its own way, and let us be in our own way. As we know, when there is rain, we try to hold an umbrella or a raincoat and just we go in our life. So also, let us try to lead our life not being caught up by Corona. Let's not become victim to that and just lead our life. For that, now so many processes have been started. Lifestyle has been drastically getting changed. So many things are going to happen, right? So in the same way, we have to just get out of this death and birth cycle. Let the world go in its own way, but let the other lives also just pass by. But how you have to take care of yourself. As we are talking with regard to the pandemic, the corona virus, keep following the mask, isn't it? We need to keep a face guard. Yes, it is needed. A face guard when you are with people is also needed. And then try to keep a mask as well. And then keep your hands clean always. Use a sanitizer and observe the self-distancing. We don't want to call it as social distancing. Try to observe self-distancing. What in Sanskrit we call it as Vayaktika Saucham. As you are supposed to be clean and safe, follow that rule. This is what is needed. That is for your own benefit. This is not for show up. This is not for the sake of others. This is for your own sake, isn't it? Similarly, when we talk about the life of whom? The life of the soul. Myself. Soul, don't think it is someone else. Soul means I. The names we use for I, you, he, she, they, these, we, these are the names, are probably the terms representing the souls, not the object that is visible to us, the body. Bodies may vary from time to time. Bodies, they follow the law of the nature and they follow the law of their body. But the only species doesn't care all these things is the human. That's why we see the domination, we see the aggressiveness, we see the hatred, we see the jealous. So many things that we see. We observed what happened very recently in the US, United States of America. Some person, because he was black, he was brutally put to death. This is a kind of racism, just a bodily quality. Soul has nothing to do with that. Man, unfortunately, becoming possessive, egotistic, arrogant, and try to prove his own greatness, and ultimately try to dominate everything, and does all sorts of nonsense activities. But for how long does he able to do that? In spite of doing lot of things like even the Hitler, even the Napoleon. In those days, even the Hiranyakasipu, the Hiranyaksha, Ravana, how long did they live? When you compare the span of the earth, when you compare the span of the time, only for a little moment. But to satisfy that little moment, they cause a lot of damage, a lot of damage. This is where man should become wise. Try to understand. In a given shorter span of time, try to live with good qualities, sharing things and sharing the pains and joys, and try to helping others, try to sharing good things with others. This is really nice if man is able to do that. When man is able to do that, that period was called as Krita Yuga. Some people call it as Satya Yuga. But when the dilution started, when man started becoming weak with the power of ignorance and started developing arrogance and hatred, then the name of that period is changed. Something diluted became Treta Yuga. More diluted, it became Dwapara Yuga. And totally contaminated, that is this Kali Yuga. We are going through that Kali Yuga. But my friends, we have to go back. Not going back with ignorance. We have to revive. People now, after this pandemic problem, virus, start understanding how important it is to keep the nature clean. How important it is to take care of the other species in this world. This realization should not become temporary. This realization should be translated into action in a permanent basis. That is where we have to work out. Don't think that you will be permanent here on this earth. Even if you use a lot of technology, even if you use so many medicines, even if you try to do so many stuff, but still the body is going to deteriorate and will be discarded on a fine day. And then whatever you acquired, whatever you did, let it be a materialistic thing, let it be like the credit, let it be the wealth, let it be the name or fame, whatever it is. Where does it go? Are you going to see that? Are you going to experience that? And for that short span of time, the joy, whatever just you are getting, don't think that it is permanent. It will go. But you need to get a real joy. Permanent joy. Divine joy. Forever. Forever. We need that. That is where we need to understand about the truths of the life. So, Devahuti asked Kapila, "Oh my son, oh divine Kapila, can you just enlighten me that how we have to act upon during this life to avoid this cycle of death and birth, and how can we attain the real joy, the eternal bliss, what it is called? Can you tell me?" So of course Kapila gave a detailed elaboration of those things, but we here are trying to understand in a nutshell about what Kapila explained to his mother Devahuti. He said that, "Mom, there are many activities that we are doing today here in this life. We are trying to do it for the sake of getting something, either the self-sustenance or self-satisfaction, or to support the family, or to support the people depending on that person, which is called as Udara Poshana, Udarambharas, or Kutumba Poshana." And this Kutumba Bharana and Udarambhara is temporarily he may enjoy something, but in a long process, if you see, he is really losing a lot. I'll tell you something. You eat something to satisfy your tongue, and that might take about 5 to 10 seconds, or maybe 1 minute or a couple of minutes. By eating that, your body gets damaged for years. And by eating something which probably may not be that much palatable, but by that you enjoy the health for almost, say, 100 years. What do you prefer? Temporarily taking a little effort or pain and getting long enjoyment, long joy, longer benefit, do you prefer that? Or temporary pleasure but long damage? What do you prefer? We know our children are putting a lot of effort by spending sometimes sleepless nights by studying. They don't mind taking that much of pain because they get good rank, they get good scoring, they get good name, etc. and a long benefit. For the sake of longer benefits, taking a little pain is always accepted, isn't it? to get some gold medal somewhere in the Olympics or like that. Man is putting longer effort, right? This effort, this pain, this effort giving a longer benefit, man prefers that. And if that is the case, why don't you take this time of your life, say if it is for 100 years, at most of the time goes by childhood, and more than 60 to 70% of the time goes by nidra, by sleep, and some time goes by laziness and drowsiness. How much time we are really able to use for a better cause? Maybe 30%, maximum 40%, isn't it? And if you are able to use that 40% or 30%, maybe less or minus, doesn't matter. If you use it in a better way, you need not come back to this plane, and you get better place, you get better enjoyment, you get better things to experience, and you do better activities. Isn't it wise to prefer such kind of thing? This is what provoked Devahuti to ask Kapila about the paths. And there the Kapila explained to his mother there are tamasic activities and tamasic route also for them. And what happens for those people? What are the tamasic activities? We need not explain much, because we all know whatever the way of the world today is, all that is tamasic. Right? And what happens out of it? Kapila says, the time when he dies in this life, mriyate rudatan swanam urvedanaya astadhihi, then everything becomes silent, and then he leaves the body, the soul leaves the body with all sorts of pain, and whoever are related to that around, maybe just they're crying, etc., and then he leaves the body. And of course it is explained by Kapila. There it seems the god of death, who is called as Yamaraj, sends his people, and they come pick this guy, and then he takes the soul from this body. Yatana deham avritya paser badhva gale balat. Even then also he needs a body. He will be taken to a place called Narakas. Narakas means probably where they go through lot of pain. So that specific soul goes to Naraka. It is explained, of course, in Bhagavata. There are many Narakas, variety of Narakas. Right? Let us put that way. There are variety of Narakas. And what are the things that they go through are also very well explained, which probably not necessary for us now. But who goes through that path? What he says is evam kutumba bharana udaram bhara eva va visrujya iha ubhayam pretya bhungte tatphalam idrisyam. Those who are only just confined to their selves, to their body and the pleasures of the body, or just expanding a little bit more, who are very much confined to their family and the experiences, good experiences of the family only, such people, after leaving this body, they go to the Narakas. Eka prapadyate adhvanam hitveha swakale baram After leaving this body, he chooses that path. Though there are variety of narakas, but whatever the last one, the topmost naraka, what he said is andhatamisram. Yati jivo andhatamisram charamam tamasa param, which is the last one of the narakas. Before that there are so many narakas explained by Kapila. And after going through all those kinds of pains in those narakas, whatever the karma that is allocated for the soul to experience there will be consumed, and then he comes back. Kramasaha punaratra avrajet, cleaning that karma, and again he comes back to this human plane, so that the next portion of karma will be allocated to get another body and go through those experiences. Many a time we see naraka here itself in this world. We are seeing that during this COVID pandemic, right? As a person victimized with it, how the person is going through different kinds of pains. That also explained by Kapila. Atraiva narakaha swargaha iti matah prachakshate. Wherever there is a kind of pain, that itself is a naraka. We see many things here itself, mom, but we have to avoid this. We should not go through this kind of pains. That means we should come out of the tamasic impacts. There is another way, another path, what is called as dhumadi marga. The first one we discussed about is called yamyadi marga. It goes through the yamalokas. So that's why it is called yamyadi marga. A little better than that is called rajasic path. And this rajasic path is something that brings the soul back to this plane only, to this human plane or to this world where we get different types of bodies.
రియల్ ఎస్టేట్ రంగంలో నమ్మకానికి మారుపేరుగాంచిన సంస్థ ఎస్ఎస్ స్వర్ణ వెంచర్స్ సొంతింటి కలను సాకారం చేసేందుకు అన్ని రకాల హంగులతో అతి తక్కువ ధరలో ఫ్లాట్లు అందజేస్తున్న సంస్థ ఎస్ఎస్ స్వర్ణ వెంచర్స్. కీసర నుండి భోగారం వెళ్ళు రహదారిలో ప్రశాంత వాతావరణంలో 6 ఎకరాల విస్తీర్ణంలో ప్లాట్లను అందుబాటులోకి తెచ్చింది ఎస్ఎస్ స్వర్ణ వెంచర్స్. అన్ని సౌకర్యాలు అతి చేరువలో అతి తక్కువ ధరలో అందరికీ అందుబాటులో గల ఈ అవకాశాన్ని వినియోగించుకునేందుకు వెంటనే సంప్రదించండి. మంచి ఫ్లాట్లను ఎంచుకోండి. ప్లీజ్ కాంటాక్ట్ 9030232291 మరియు 9491374736.